Hey, what's up, guys? This is Astranox, Designer Lilibet. Let me talk about her, give you guys my thoughts about this hero. So ML Lilibet is going to be a great hero for my second account. I'll showcase her there. I will give her the MolaGora. I will plus 15 this hero. Can't wait for it. She's going to be really good for that account. I have some prime versus control teams. A lot of debuff heavy teams are annoying me. So Designer Lilibet is going to work great there. And let me give you guys my thoughts. Let's go through the animations here. So yeah, this is the official Epic 7 video. You can go check it out if you want to see like more artwork, if you want to see some of her storyline. The animation is really nice. It's actually like a 6-second animation. It's really long and it looks like they worked pretty hard on it. I like it. And she's a dark warrior. Man, I like that cat flying on the chair there. Real nice. Okay, so this hero, right? I got some small issues with this hero and I'll talk about them. Artwork here real quick. I mean, the artwork is just great in this game. Dark Warrior, Cancer, Star Sign. So I'll talk about her catalyst that you actually need at the end of the video, guys. So stay tuned for that. So Designer Lilibet, right? A lot of health, over 7,000. Defense is real high as well. Her damage scales off of her defense. So it's good that it's high. It's actually the same star sign as Fire Corvus. Imprint are actually really nice. You got health for back and bottom position. Crit chance for herself. So if you want to build her with some damage, right? Because you have her, if you got the survivability covered, if you have right the effectiveness, because you need some effectiveness. You got silence on skill 1, you got skill increase cooldown on skill number 3. I'll talk about this stuff, but yeah, the stats are really solid. 106 speed. You don't need that much speed on her. She's getting 40% combat units from her passive, so she's gonna be able to cycle like crazy versus debuff teams. It's gonna be great, man. So yeah, skill number 2, the passive. Emergency stitching. When an enemy's turn ends, this thing doesn't have a cooldown. It can happen all the time, which is insane. Gains 5 fighting spirit for each debuff inflicted on an ally. It includes herself as well. So this thing is gonna, you know, it's gonna go quick, man. 5 fighting spirit per debuff on anyone on the team. That is very good. Starts the first battle with 50 fighting spirit when you have all the skill ups. The skill ups only work for at the start of the battle to get that initial fighting spirit. You reach 100 and then that thing trigger. When the caster's fighting spirit is full, 100, at the end of somebody's turn, consumes all fighting spirit to dispel all debuffs from the caster and increase combat units by 40%. If you have stun on her, if she's silenced, doesn't matter. She can run. I would run her on a counter set. Don't even run her on immunity, because if she's in there, then you're going to be getting more of fighting spirit. That means she's going to cycle faster. So yeah, it increases your chance of her just like triggering that passive, even versus teams that don't have so many debuffs, or they are unlucky because it didn't trigger, got resisted, or you have immunity on some of your other heroes. So yeah, let's look at this thing in action. So it's a showcase, right? So they're going to do like perfect scenario. You have to remember that, and I'll talk about that. So this thing triggers after their Fairy Tale Tenebria uses the skill number 3. So right now, Therese used the skill number 3. It got resisted, right, on Doris, on Mort, and on Dian. 2 debuffs landed on Designer Lilibet, right? The speed down and the restrict. And then Fairy Tale Tenebria go. Look at her fighting spirit. She's got 50 right now. Sorry. She's got 60. 50 from the passive, and from the 2 debuffs after Cerese's turn. Now Fairy Tale goes, lands debuffs, and then you will see her fighting spirit at the end of Fairy Tale's turn increase. Now, counter. Counter gives 25 fighting spirit. So let's say there was no debuff before, right? She triggers the counter. That's 50 from the passive with skill ups, 25 from skill 1 counter attack, 75. So you need 5 debuffs on your team at the end of the attacker's turn, and then she's gonna trigger the passive, remove debuffs on herself, 40% combat units, and then she can cut, and then she can use her skill 3, and that's really nice. So of course, best case scenario here, the counter triggers. If it didn't trigger, now you're looking at more debuffs. Now you need more debuffs, and that could be problematic, right? If you're fighting a team that doesn't have so many, then you can't rely solely on her. Like, you cannot rely on her to make it happen on turn 1. If you're running like a turn 2 team and you're expecting her to cut, can happen, can not happen. It depends how many debuffers they have, how many they will land on you. So it triggers here. So let's look at the skill number 3 here. Model disqualification, right? This skill number 3 decreases debuff duration of all allies by 2 turns. That's really good. Most debuffs are 1 or 2 turns, so they will be removed right off, and gets on stage to attack all enemies. So you got damage there, and it scales off of her defense. Increase skill cooldown by 1 turn. You know, AoE attack, you got a chance to increase their skill cooldown, each one of them, by 1 turn. So that's pretty nice, right? But if they have immunity set, then of course that's not gonna work. You're gonna need someone to remove their immunity set. But yeah, it can punish some heroes hard if they don't have immunity set, so that's pretty good. Damage dealt increases proportion to caster's defense. Like I said, acquire 50 fighting spirit after using skill 3, so that's pretty nice, right? It sets her up to trigger another passive real fast, especially if you got counters set triggering. So that's pretty nice. So 4 turn cooldown after the skill ups, some damage from the skill ups. And let's look at the skill number 3. So I'm liking what I'm seeing, right? Artwork's cool. The skills, they seem solid. Looks like she's gonna get so much, like so many turns because of that passive. A 40% CR push is insane, and that stuff can happen really quick if the enemy team has a lot of debuffs, right? So that's pretty cool. So the animation here, it's pretty long. It's a nice animation. I like it. It has some nice flow. And you can see the damage here. Nothing crazy, right? She scales off of her defense. I don't think they built her with like crit damage. Maybe they have some of it, but you know, you go for crit chance before working on crit damage, right? Unless you're gonna be running a crit chance buff. So she's almost at 17,000 health. And you can see all their skill cooldown got increased by 1 turn. So perfect scenario once again, right? But yeah, it happened. And Tempest Siren, if you can put her skill on cooldown, that is huge. I've done that with Ice Kise before, and it's a big problem. Tempest Siren's not going to be able to use her skill 3, and then maybe another damage leader on their team got their skill 3, didn't get on cooldown, let's say. But if they don't have the burst damage synchronized, then you can stabilize. You can heal up, you can get defense buff up, you can get barrier, you can stabilize your team, you can, you know, potentially take out Tempest Siren before she uses skill 3, but it buys you time, and that's a very powerful thing right there. What happened? Tempest Siren with the skill 1, she can't use skill 3. Skill 1, right? Slice to piece. 25 fighting spirit that you get every time you use this thing, counter set or on her turn, so that's great. So this thing has a 75% chance to silence for 1 turn. Very powerful debuff. You need to build effectiveness on her because she's got silence, and most importantly, she's got the plus 1 turn cooldown, right? On the skill number 3, AoE. That's insane. Soulburn, 100% chance to land the silence unless it gets resisted. 15% innate resist. You guys know about that. But yeah, you can see the damage. They actually did land a crit. Damage seems pretty respectable considering they don't have crit damage built, I'm assuming. So yeah, you can get some damage out of this hero throughout the battle, so that's pretty nice. If you're here as God tier, right, you're gonna be able to get like survivability, right, balance the defense, maybe have some health, maybe high defense, but defense break is gonna cut your damage, right, by a lot. So you have to keep that in mind, right? Defense break reduce your defense by 70%. So pretty nice damage there. She does have defense buff, she does have attack buff. Of course, it's helping her. Even attack buff is boosting her damage by a bit. All heroes scale off of attack, well, most of them. So yeah, I mean, I'm liking the design. I feel like she's gonna be very powerful versus debuff heavy teams, so you can punish them real hard with this hero. They're probably gonna ban her, but yeah, this is gonna help a lot of players out, I guess. If you've been saving your mystic medals and you like her, right, she's the waifu to you, and you feel like she's gonna, you know, bring something to your roster, something you're missing. Like on my second account, I need something to deal with control teams because my effect resistance is not so high. She's gonna be in the Mystic rotation on the 4th of March, guys. Let me show you guys the catalyst that she actually needs. For the catalyst, I'm basing myself off of 4-star Fire Corvus, right? You're gonna need 16 the Heart of Hypocrisis, right? You will need, I believe it is 36 of the Baby Malice Insignia for plus 15 skilling her up. And then for the awakening, you will need, well, I said 16 Heart of Hypocrisy. That is the awakening and the skill ups, guys, right? So this is 10 here and 6 for the skill ups. Sometimes it's 7, actually. Keep that in mind. Maybe it could be 17. And then you need 15 special alarm loop. So I think you should have her on a counter set, guys. The skill 1 giving her 25 fighting spirit is definitely a must. The 2-piece could be whatever. I would put immunity set on her if you're scared of like cooldown increase, so she cannot use the skill number 3 following up, you know, the skill 2 trigger. That's something you have to worry about. If you want to get as much damage as possible from a counter attack and you build her with damage, then a defense break landing on her will still be there before she triggers the passive during the counter attack. So that's something to worry about, I guess. If she's got decreased hit chance, then she's not gonna land the silence. Potentially she does just end up missing. So she's gonna be a hard hero to decide upon investing into, because like she counters control teams, heavy control teams, and they might straight up ban her in RTA. You have to pick her later in the picking phase. Maybe there's gonna be a better hero that will help you more than her. Maybe they don't bring enough debuffs for justifying bringing her in the battle. So she does require a lot of resources, and there's a lot of heroes that are very powerful. A lot of natural 5-star heroes that are very powerful in the game. There's Fallen Cecilia right now. Maybe you're waiting for Arbiter Vildred. Maybe you're waiting for Spectre Tenebria, which is amazing even for PvE content. Maybe All of Light. So Designer Lilibet, you know, she might be hard to justify pulling for. So I'll be showcasing her. You can have a better idea when I showcase her. I'll give you guys more thoughts about her. I'll review her, and also, well, you know, you shouldn't pull before you see the showcase, and maybe something I talked about don't actually work the way it does, right? In reality, maybe she gets nerfed before the release. I don't know. Like something might happen. So you gotta wait for the showcase, unless she's a waifu to you, then, you know, or maybe you really like that cat, so you're just gonna pull no matter what. So yeah, I can't change your mind. So there's that. If you're looking for an emulator to play Epic 7 or other mobile games on your computer, I got one in the description of the video. That's the one that I personally use, and it works very well. You got the how to install it, the information there in the link in the description. If you're looking for a phone because you prefer playing on phones, I like to play, you know, Epic 7 on my 4 phones. It's much faster. I got an affordable one with great performance in the video as well. And yeah, it's an affordable phone. So yeah, Designer Lilibet, let us know what you guys think about her in the comment section. Are you going to be pulling for her? I am. I'm going to plus 15 her. You guys know the drill, man. You guys know the drill. So I'm hyped for her. She's gonna show up on the 4th of March. Should be interesting. And yeah, go follow me on Twitch if you still haven't, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you loved it, consider subscribing to the channel. Press that bell notification if you still haven't to get notified whenever I release a new video. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Astranox, good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.